video on this channel. Today it's my team career mode, season 1, round 13, around Qatar. If you did miss the previous one around Monza, be sure to check this one out. We had a big crash with an AI. It wasn't really our fault. Albon moved twice under braking and we had nowhere to go. So yeah, I hope we can do it better this time and maybe get some points. Qatar is a new track on this game. I've done, I think, around 5 or 6 laps around it, so yeah, we will have to get used to the track, and we will have to get used to the track quick, because otherwise we won't have any pace in the race. So yeah, as you could see, so far we had more DNFs than actually finishes, so
okay, we've had the new parts come through the fabrication
not going
process.
good.
We'll have them with us for the next Grand Prix.
And there we have
Thanks.
an
I know
aero
these kinds of
department
decisions
event,
can be challenging, but
and we
I think
decided to go on the option where we lose 10% of moral for the aero people, because we are not doing many upgrades anyways. So yeah, hopefully with more focus, Duan can maybe get a better result. So yeah, let's go to the race weekend and see what we can do. And as we go into the race weekend,
I need your attention. The tech
we won't
regulations
have
are changing. There's a
to
risk some of our hard work will be undone, so we need to mitigate
worry
it.
about any
As soon
weather,
as you can, I want you to look at the developments we
because
have and tell us what areas you want to.
it's in the desert. But the regulation changes are finally here, and we saved up over 2000 R&D points to adapt as many parts as possible. And we actually adapted all of the aero besides one upgrade. So now we have one aero upgrade to adapt and 6 engine upgrades, which hopefully won't be a problem. And as it's a sprint weekend, we have Friday qualifying, so let's go right into it. So in the first lap, out of turn 2, we didn't really use the exit track, and in turn 4 and 5 we didn't really go to the limit either. But then on turn 6 we went really close to the track limit, and I hope we can perform well on this new track. Like I said, I have to get used to it, and it will probably take a little bit of time. So yeah, we went really wide out of the last of the triple right-hander, and then into the last corner we go, and then it's a really long run up to the line. The line is way later than you would expect it, and then we go into P12 for the moment, and I decided not to go out again. and that was a mistake. We are knocked out in P17 just 900 behind Kevin Magnussen. So we're gonna start the sprint in P17. So let's go to the grid.
So it's all about speed in today's sprint. Not very many laps and no chance to get ahead on strategy. Who here today has the raw skill to take them to the top? Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting sprint. Sergio Perez will lead us away from pole position, just ahead of George Russell, who starts this event from P2. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Hamilton, Leclerc, Sainz, Verstappen, Norris, Fernando Alonso, Albon, Oscar Piastri, Ocon, Gasly, Tsunoda, Bottas, Stroll, Magnussen, the owner driver, Joe, Hulkenberg, De Vries, Sargent and Jack Doohan. And with preparations almost complete, let's head trackside for today's sprint. Anthony Davidson is alongside me as usual for today's race. They've been involved in a number of costly incidents lately. That's got to affect their mindset going into this race.
Certainly confidence is an important factor. And every time you're involved in an incident, it's not just the car you damage, but that confidence as well. But all the top racing drivers are able to tune that out when the race gets underway and focus on the job at hand.
Sprint race, I decided to do something rather weird. I mean, I wouldn't say it's weird, but it's rather unusual. I decided to go on the softs and do actually a one stop. Normally in the sprint races you just have a zero stop, but I thought maybe with two sets of softs with the high tire wear here we could be faster than the guys on mediums. Maybe they lose too much pace at the end.
Start, but we need to warm the tires properly.
And yeah, I'm hoping it will work, and I hope we will get further up the grid, so we can probably not score points, but bring ourselves in a good position to score points on Sunday's race. And we get the parking very good. And then as the lights go out, we get a good start compared to Stroll ahead, who's also on top. But Magnussen got a way better start, and he's up 2 places. We actually into turn 1 lose the position still again, and now Joe goes round the outside on the medium, and we are down 1 place. And then Sargent tries to go out down the inside into turn 4, but we keep it around the outside, and then we make a dive on Joe, and now the softer tire starts to make a difference. We just didn't get a good getaway, and we didn't get the first 2 corners really good, so now I hope we can benefit from the softer tire. And I mean, we will have to gain a whole pit stop back, so yeah, we're gonna have to be on pace from the get-go. And as you can see, Stroll tried to make a move on Magnussen there, and like I said, we are on the quicker tire, so we have to overtake them and gain some places early, because at the end of the stint with the soft tire will be probably even slower than the medium. And then to the end of lap 2, we actually missed our braking point a little bit and almost ran into the back of Stroll. But then we got a good exit, and the straight is so long, I think 1.2 kilometers. So then, yeah, we tried to make a double move on Stroll and Magnussen, but Magnussen kept it in front of us on the outside of turn 1. And now there are yellow flags ahead, and there's a Ferrari standing there as we go round the outside of Magnussen. We actually didn't overtake him through the yellow flag, so yeah, it was maybe not the fairest move, but it wasn't an illegal overtake, so I'll take it. And now we have Bottas in front of us. And Piastri, well, we had some
We've got a lot of spare energy. Okay,
interesting moments with Piastri so far, but I hope it won't be another one today, because that would just ruin our weekend again. And with the DRS we gain on him, even though he has DRS as well. We go to the outside and we go round the outside of him and overtake him, and now we're up into P13. And next up on the track is Bottas, but he's actually pulling away a little bit with 8/10 gap, but at the end of lap 5 we closed that gap and we actually opened up a gap to the cars behind. So Magnussen and Stroll are more than 2 seconds away, and we overtake Bottas easily on the start finish straight. And then into the corner he just hits our rear and we almost spin it round. But we can keep it on track. But Bottas gained back the position. And there you can see he just tapped our rear left tire, but that almost sent us into a spin. And then at the end of lap 6 we try again to overtake him. And with the DRS we just fly past him again. And this time he doesn't hit us, but he goes round the outside, but he can't keep it side by side, so we go ahead. And now we have to close the next gap to Gasly with 2.5 seconds. And he's actually on soft tires as well, so maybe he will do a stop as well. Tsunoda ahead of him is on soft as well. And we go wide through turn 6, but Bottas can't overtake us. And we actually didn't really lose any time. But then at the end of lap 8, we go really wide at the last corner, and Bottas gets the DRS. So we're slower than usual down the straight, and Bottas has DRS. So there's not really a good chance we can keep it in front of him, and he overtakes us into turn 1. I thought about diving down the inside of him in turn 2, but that would have been just too much risk and wouldn't be worth it. So at the end of lap 9 we go into the pits. I find the pit entry, like the point here, I don't know, it's really weird. It gets so wide, and even before the actual pit lane. So yeah, it's kind of weird. And now because of the pit stop.
Okay, let's
We
go
are
now.
back in
that was
last
a
place
fantastic
again
stop, faster than we were expecting.
as Sargent overtakes us right at the start finish straight.
That was our last stop.
And
no
now
more scheduled pit
we
stops.
have
Let's go.
to chase everyone. On lap 11, Sargent was also on soft, but I think he didn't pit yet. So he should be way slower than us on our new soft tires. And through turn 4 and 5 we go, and then down the inside in turn 6. Actually a little bit wide on the exit,
Soon.
but doesn't matter. And then on lap 13 we caught up to Piastri. And I don't know if it's in the video as well, but in the recording it's just a big screen preview. So yeah, we got past him, and then at the end of the same lap, we catch up to Duan and Joe. So we're in P18 right now, and we have 6 laps to go. So 6 laps to make up as many places as possible. Hopefully we can get back to P13 where we were before we pitted. And we took a really wide line through turn 1 because I thought they would make it 3 wide, but in the end we just lost out because of that. I think we could have gone a little bit closer to the apex. But yeah, we will have much more pace. And we actually go round the outside of Joe in turn 6, which is a really difficult move to make, but that just shows how much more grip we have. And then into turn, I actually don't know the number of the turn, but I think it's turn 9. We were really close to our teammate and should have let out took the right-hander. Actually, we don't play the flat out, but in qualifying it's definitely flat out. We keep it close, and then with the DRS on the pit straight, we should be able to overtake him easily. And then we have a 7.5 second gap to Haltenberg in front.
Our gap to the car in front is 7.2
So yeah, that's gonna be
seconds.
interesting if we can catch up to him. I hope we can, because we need 2 more places to be back where we were before we pitted. And if we don't get them, yeah,
Okay, we've been given a time penalty. It will go against our
not
finishing
good.
time at
And
the end of the race.
we got actually a 3-second penalty for track limits, which will not help us. And then I think we are actually the only one who pitted. Even the soft runners just went with their soft tires for the whole 19 laps. And then the freeze, we made a little bit of contact with him as we overtook him. And we're back in P15. We actually built a 3-second gap in only 1 lap,
Okay, we've only got 1 lap of fuel remaining.
but we wanted to go back to P13, and that's not gonna happen. We tried to overtake Haltenberg on track, but with the penalty we will be behind anyway, so it doesn't really matter if we get him or not. And we are just too far back to overtake him on the last straight. So yeah, it's P15 in the
Okay,
sprint,
pick up rubber
and
and bring it
that's
home.
where we're gonna start the full race on Sunday. Yeah, Leclerc and Gasly DNF out of the race, and Sargent almost got lapped in the sprint race, so So yeah, that was really slow, but let's go to the grid and hope we can make it better than today.
We're under the lights once again here in Qatar. Last year we took a year off due to a small footballing tournament that was being hosted, but it's all excitement on the track now. So we're back here in Lusail and this is the track map. 3.34 miles, 16 turns and just one DRS zone out of turn 16. It's already a fast and flowing track after all. There's a good overtaking opportunity with DRS though through the long straight and into turn 1. Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Lewis Hamilton lines up on pole position, edging out Sergio Perez, who lines up P2. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Russell, Verstappen, Sainz, Fernando Alonso, Ocon, Tsunoda, Bottas, Magnussen, Albon, Stroll, Hulkenberg, the owner driver, De Vries, Joe, Norris, Doohan, Oscar Piastri, Sargent, Gasly and Charles Leclerc completes today's grid order. With preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track. Anthony Davidson is here once again for today's Grand Prix. Now, I want to ask you about Lando Norris. As ever, the threat of unreliability is never far away, and indeed they'll be starting out of position today due to power unit component changes. It's going to be a difficult task to move forward from there.
But on the bright side, at least those fresh components can help them maintain the power they need to come through the pack. I expect to see them take a more aggressive approach today to make up for the compromised start.
And now as we go into the race, we actually are one place higher up. We went up to P14 because Lando Norris has a grid penalty and the strategies are just, yeah, I would say interesting again. So we're gonna do a 2-stop apparently from soft to mediums to hards. I don't know. Or we could do a 2-stop from 2 sets of softs to 1 set of medium. But I think I actually went for, I went for soft, medium, hards. Yeah, we will see how this one will play out. Hopefully it will play out good. We need to move up at least 4 positions because we want points and we need points.
Okay, so everything looks good on the power unit cycle.
Especially
so
after
concentrate on
so
bringing
many
tyres.
DNFs we had this season. We definitely need to make up some ground in the Constructors' Championship and in the Drivers' Championship as well.
Superb parking there, mate. Let's make sure we get the
So yeah,
edge on
let's
the
hope we
surrounding
get
drive.
points. And let's hope we can get more than 1 point. But yeah, at the start we just get overtaken by pretty much everyone behind us. We lost, I think, 3 positions before the first turn, and then our teammate overtakes us as well, so 4 positions lost on the start. And Piastri goes down our inside as well, so almost the 5th position lost. But we can defend from Piastri, and now we have to make up some ground because it was just a horrible start. And
Okay, the start was fine.
we tried to
Let's
go
try
around
and move forward.
around the outside of Doohan, but that didn't really work out. Like I said, in the sprint race, it's a really difficult move to make around the outside of turn 6, and with fresh mediums versus first stop, it's just not possible. Just with fresh stop versus really old mediums, that's possible. But right now there's no chance we can do that. We will either get really close at the end of lap 1 and onto the main straight. Maybe we can get a better exit than doing and overtake him. But Duran actually pulled away a little bit. But then when we get to the braking zone, we get closer and we go down his inside. But he keeps it round the outside and that turns to the inside for him. And he just stays ahead. It was really close, but we could make the move. And now we're gonna have to sit behind him for another 3 corners. And then down the inside, in turn 6 we go. We almost get switched back by Duran, but we keep it ahead. And then at the end of lap 5, we get a bad exit, plus the 3 behind the DRS.
The car ahead is a second a lap faster than you.
And he goes down our inside in turn 1. Squeezes us almost off track, but we can keep it as the turn turns to the inside for us in turn 2. So yeah, we made the 3 straight ahead.
The
And then we
underbody's
actually
taken a little
cut
damage, just
the
watch out for
corner
it.
at the last let out right-hander of the triple right and damaged our underbody. And the Fries actually tried to go for a move even before the last corner, as we weren't that quick down the straight. And then Leclerc actually overtook both of us.
Okay, we've lost a position.
And we
That's
tried
us
to
down a place.
dive down back on him, but we didn't really work close enough. We weren't really close enough, and it would have been just a stupid move. And then on the next lap, we go wide through the last corner, and if he tried to overtake us on the left-hand side, there were almost
Okay,
no
safety car
space.
deployed. Safety car's been deployed. Watch your
And
delta. Make
we
sure you
get
keep it
more
positive
damage.
as we catch the pack.
Fortunately,
There's
we
a
don't
new
hit the
strategy
wall.
available on the
We just
MFD.
did a clean 360.
Okay, overtake the safety.
But now you can look at it from the Fries perspective. I mean, there was a gap. We didn't really see him. And it's a racing incident, I think. And then the R3 behind, I don't know what he did. He first braked and then he just accelerated and just crashed into the Fries. So yeah, I don't know what he tried to do there, but yeah, he just accelerated into the Fries, like I said. Yeah, I don't know. And as the Fries has to make a wing change and we don't, we will overtake him in the pit.
Right,
And we
let's
actually
go.
went to
Come on.
hard
Perfect
first,
job
so
on the turn in there, mate. Looks like a
maybe
nice
we
stop
can
time.
stretch
We're
the
happy with
stint
that
a
one.
little bit longer and then finish on the mediums. So hopefully
Up to
we
speed.
can make this 3-stop work. But then, as we try to catch up to the safety car, we actually spin the car at the exit of turn 5. And then as the safety car comes in, my teammate just goes for a pit stop. And
Jack's
some
coming
other
in for a
cars
stop now.
went for a pit stop as well. I don't know why. I mean, they could have just did it at the start of the safety car, but somehow they didn't want to. And then as we try to overtake the Fries, we touch and we almost get sent into the spin, but we
Green flag.
can keep it on track again. And then on lap 11 onto 12,
Yellow flag.
I think it was Joe who was going really slow there, and we try to make a move down the inside of turn 1, on Gasly, but he keeps it around the outside and then retards a little bit and he just keeps it ahead. And it was so going slow there. And on the next lap there are still yellow flags, so we can't overtake him. But then as we go onto the straight, the yellow flags disappear. So we now are allowed to overtake him again. And we go down the inside again, just like on the last lap. And he keeps it around the outside again. And is again ahead just before turn 2. So yeah, it's quite frustrating that he could defend us like that for 2 laps in a row. And then 1 lap later, this time we have DRS, so we should be able to make a move even before turn 1 starts, before the braking zone even. But then we go wide and get switched back by Gasly. And then he keeps it around the outside of turn 2. And again, we can't make the move straight. And then 1 lap later again, it's just every lap the same thing. But now we make the move much earlier on the straight. So we should be able to stay ahead as we go actually a little bit wide, but Gasly was too far back to do anything to get his position back. So now we're in P16, and on lap 15, I think it's just 1 lap later. I didn't really look at the
Tsunoda is stopping now.
But then we go wide through the last turn and Gasly gets ahead of us again. But with the DRS we can overtake him back. But we just missed the first corner and it's again the same move that happened 3 times now. And then only 1 lap later. It's just so repetitive. It's every lap we make a move on Gasly.
Okay, you're in the top 10.
And then he just goes down our inside again and keeps it ahead. But this time we stay ahead. And now Gasly, I think he made a pit stop. And then as we go wide through the triple right-hander, Bottas tries to overtake us. We squeeze him out at the exit of the penultimate corner. And then Verstappen, who already pitted behind us with the DRS. There's no point fighting him. But we are in the point right now. So maybe the safety car recall helps us to get to the points. Because I think many people just didn't make any pit stop under the safety car, they just pitted after the safety car. But the floor damage gives us really much understeer as we lose 2 positions.
Okay,
And
listen,
then
don't worry about it, mate. It can happen to the best
really
of us.
late dive
I've put a new strategy option for you in
on
the event.
Alonso and accidentally hit Bottas and lose our front wing. So yeah, it's unfortunate. Just braked a little bit too late there, trying to overtake Alonso, and then just hit the back of Bottas' car. Maybe a little payback for the almost spinning around in the sprint race. But yeah, I think it damaged us more than it damaged him.
Okay, off we go, back into the race. Perfect job from you and the crew there, mate. We're
So, yeah,
delighted with that.
Another not optimal race. But
Okay,
we're now
1 stop to go.
last
Just 1 stop left in
to
this
get 12 seconds. And then I think Duan came out of the pit at the start of the lap. And he's on soft versus us on soft. I think his softs are a few laps newer, so yeah. And that's pretty much everything I had to show for the race. In the end, Stroll DNF, and we ended up in P19 with 50 seconds gap to the car ahead, and actually 21 seconds of track limit penalties.
Alright, race over. Take care of the car on the way in.
On this track, at the last of the triple right-handers, at the penultimate corner, there are so many opportunities to go just a little bit wide and get a warning. So yeah, I know it's not good, but it happens.
What do you think it was today, Ant, that gave them the edge over the competition?
I feel like consistency was probably the key today. There's being quick, and then there's being quick lap after lap after lap. If you can do that, you can capitalise on other people's errors without making many of your own. And that's an approach that can push you a long way up the field.
So after a magnificent race, we can now see the drivers making their way to the podium. Once again, it's the Silver Arrows who take the top spot, a well-earned victory for Mercedes.
So in the end, Mercedes got a double podium. They finished the GP in a 1-2. And we finished last again. And in the drivers' standings, Hamilton leads ahead of Verstappen and Leclerc. And we are with 3 points in P16 and Doohan in P22. And this means in the constructors we are still P10. Mercedes leads ahead of Ferrari and Red Bull. And yeah, we don't really have many good races at the moment. I hope we can change that for season 2. Because it's really not that fun finishing last every race. So I hope we can improve on that and maybe have some good fights in the next races. So yeah, see you guys next time. Goodbye.